Peeps? It's your girl Dash coming back to you for all takes. Well, you guys, it's the time again. It's movie news time. I have been MIA in this area for a couple of weeks, taking a little break. Not so much going on, honestly. You all know it's just kind of been up and down with waiting for, situations in regards to what's happening with the movies being moved, to the following year. A couple of things kind of staying put. So I didn't have too much that I really want to discuss, but a couple of things, of course, did pop up this week, and I felt like let me come on here real quick and do a quick video. I don't foresee this going past maybe 30 minutes at the most. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it now. Since I brought up the first thing I want to talk about is, of course, pertaining to the movie theaters. We're seeing how with the administration right now, they're trying to lift a lot of stuff right now so people can kind of go back out, do things, try to get back in some sort of normalcy, which I feel like will never be, dealing with the pandemic, COVID-19. Of course, like, the beaches, theaters, restaurants, whatever. So in regards to theaters, it looks like that some of them are slowly reopening. I will say that not a lot of them, the main ones that a lot of people use, like, of course, AMC, Regal, that I talk about quite often, and I think Cinemark as well, are staying closed until they said midsummer, which I know will probably be more so till July. Like you all know, a couple of movies are still slated to come out, one being, I think, Mulan, and I did know that still July, still holding strong, is Tenet to be the main two that I know right now. Anything else, it was mostly going into the fall, that they're trying to keep slated for those dates, whichever, because we feel like by then, hopefully, most of the theaters will be back open. I will say also that I noticed a kind of resurgence in is movie drive-ins have gotten a good surge. I was actually talking to a couple of friends about, the fact that we don't get to go out and hang out and do the movies like we used to, but they said some of them in their locations are doing, the drive-ins, and a lot of people really are enjoying those. I haven't done one of those since I was really young, and I will tell you, I did enjoy it. And it's just something about that, of course, you're in your own space in your car, you're just enjoying it, and it makes it great, and that is a good way to social distance, I might add, so you can't go wrong with that. I know some states are kind of opening up. We have, some of their areas for the movie theaters, I think, like, Texas, I think South Dakota, Oklahoma. What's another one I noted? I think some parts of Georgia as well, just to name a few. But I know other areas, locations like LA, whatever, no, we're not there yet. I know New York, I know in the area I'm at, in the DMV, Maryland, DC, Virginia area, we're not so much. We're still kind of slowly working to certain areas. And then also, you guys, like I've stated multiple times in some of the previous movie news, a lot of them are not opening to full capacity anyway. A lot of places, when they were open before they fully shut down with Regal and AMC, it was at 25% capacity. So like I stated before, it's going to be really interesting when those other movie theater venues actually open up. How are they going to do this? How are they going to deal with the capacity of how many people? Is it going to start off with 50% and work back up to 100%? When it comes to selecting your own seats, when we go online to do our own, tickets, are you going to leave certain seats, where they're grayed out and people are not sitting together? That is what I want to know. How are the guidelines going to be when we get back into the theater? These are things I'm assuming the theaters are thinking about now, because once June gets here, some people are going to want to buy tickets for Tenet. Are we going to be able to do that? Are they, finding ways to get around this, whatever, where they're keeping, like I said, certain areas, of course, literally clean, literally to the nines, like I said, concession, restrooms, whatever. I'm just going to tell y'all like this. I will be going to the theaters. I will definitely see how they're going to do that part in regards to seating. But when it comes to eating anything and all that, lately in the last, 6 months, I had not been eating when I've been going. I've just been going straight there. Might bring maybe a candy, some candy, some Starburst or something like that, and just eat that while I'm in there to have something to munch on. But I'm coming in with just the intent to watch the movie. I'm not having no desire for anything out of there, no using the bathroom. I just want to get in there and get out. Also, wearing your mask during the whole thing, that might be a little uncomfortable, but it's going to be something people want to get used to, because I know some people will be kind of a little paranoid about wanting to be around too many people too close together, behind, side, whatever. So just wanted to kind of bring that out there. Tell me, you guys, as I say, comment below how you all feel about that aspect. That's something I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen with that, and I'm gonna keep tab to see if anything starts to come up about the guidelines, because I'll probably note that somewhere on here, just so I can kind of put that out there in case a lot of people are not really keeping close attention to that, because it's going to be a good thing for you to know before you walk in there, so you don't look like you're blindsided, like, oh, I didn't know this is what these are the rules when you walk inside the theaters. But I'm going to look around my area and see if there are any drive-in ones that are in the location of where I live at, because I might want to do one of those. It's been so long. I haven't done one of those since I was a young teenager, and I would like to experience those types of, movie, engagements as well. So I just want to kind of note that. So with that part out the way, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Now, I want to talk about Jamie Lee Curtis real briefly, one of my favorite actresses of all time. Of course, we already know she's already wrapped up Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. Actually, just recently, I want to say, was it last week, maybe early last week or last weekend, she did like a live streaming of what they watched Halloween, and she kind of talked throughout when they were doing the streaming of the movie, whichever, and I thought that was really cool. A lot of people love her. She's, of course, one of those scream queens that we all have grown up to love. I adore her, and I adore her in other movies. Of course, Halloween is one of them, but she's been in many things that I love over the years. I mean, A Fish Called Wanda, Trading Places, of course, she just recently did Knives Out. I mean, she can't do no wrong. Speaking of her, she's going to be directing a movie. She's inked a deal with Blumhouse where she'll be, coming together with her own production company to do a movie, and it's going to be titled Mother Nature. This movie is going to be, as she put it, they say eco horror friendly, basically dealing with climate change. Really wish we had more information in regards to the overall storyline, but since it's kind of in the beginning stages, that's all we have. I'm excited to see who will of course be attached. Even though she's directing, will she have a part in it, or she's just going to be behind the camera? Nothing wrong with that, but I love that she is working behind the camera this time around. This is going to be awesome. I love that, and I love that she definitely is doing that, and also branching out with Blumhouse in other areas in regards to filmmaking, with not being a part of the actual, per se movie at the helm, like with the movie she did with Halloween when it came out in 2018. But yes, I'm excited for this. I look forward to seeing who will be cast. That will be nice to see. Also, just ready for Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. I know those, Halloween Kills, of course, is coming out next year in October. I am hyped for that. That will be good. Also with that movie, I think we're supposed to be getting the Batman. Was it supposed to be the Batman around there? Yes, right. I know it's supposed to be the Batman around that time too. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of competition with those two together. It's going to be real interesting, but I'm going to see both of them. I just got to figure out who's going to get my money first. I really feel like the Batman will get the money first, because I've already know what's going to be really going on with Halloween Kills. So definitely more gore, definitely going to be Michael Myers coming for it, but it's like the Batman, I gotta see that first. But both of them are going to get my money that first weekend it comes out for sure, day one for sure. But yes, I just want to kind of just throw her part out there. I'm excited, but like I said, when I know more about this and you'll know more, I'm just wanting to know exactly, since this is the beginning stages, we have a little ways before production probably even starts, whatever. As you all, hence we are still waiting for things to be lifted for a lot of these movies to even start production. So moving from that, now one I want to talk about where it's very interesting. It came out of nowhere. A couple of friends of mine on social media hit me up like, yo, did you hear about the news? And this has to do with Zack Snyder's Justice League. We are going to get his actual cut of the movie. I will tell you this, I'm kind of glad for a lot of reasons. Firstly, of course, for the fans who have been wanting this for a while, this stuff has been on social media asking to release the Zack Snyder Cut. Now, we know the one that came out, it wasn't to a lot of people's liking. I feel like in some ways I do agree, because of the way it was kind of thrown together. A lot of people were like this, and when we found out it was a lot of stuff that was, left on the floor, it was like, okay, well, we're going to get the cut, we're going to get the director's cut, and a lot of people don't know we're not going to ever see this director's cut. I remember off and on just hearing about it for like the last, honestly, 2 years since the first, because we came up on the anniversary of this Justice League, so I'm not surprised we're kind of getting more information about it. But then when things happen in regards to his personal life, another director to come on board and kind of take what they had, whatever, and then try to make it, let's just put it like this, very family friendly. So a lot of stuff that might have been probably considered more dark tone in it, whatever, and all, of course, was shelved or left out, whichever, which is, kind of a disservice to a lot of people who are fans, even if you're not, a young kid, whatever, and all. But of course, there's a lot of individuals, adults, that, give us what we want. And to know that it's finally come to pass, and a lot of the fans are very happy about this. I'm excited to see it. This is going to be coming out through HBO Max in 2021. So I'm hyped about that. Let me read a little bit of what the statement that Snyder put out in regards to how he feels about this now, these new turn of events. He says, I want to give a heartfelt thanks to the fans and HBO Max press. I want to thank HBO and Warner Brothers, for this brave gesture of supporting artists and allowing their true visions to be realized. Also, a special thank you to all of those involved in the Snyder Cut movement for making this a reality. And yes, and it was almost like they were determined to keep, just keep at it till finally someone was like, okay, let's do this, whichever. And I give kudos to HBO. HBO, there you go. that's why that stays one of my channels of choice with my cable services, because a lot of stuff I watch is always really on their channels. I'm like, you know, it is what it is. They know. They saw the opportunity with that, and I'm kind of, you know, looking forward to seeing how the cut is going to come together. Now, I heard it's going to cost a lot of money for them to put all this together to get that, because they're trying to decide if this is going to be, you know, put into certain cuts where it could be like maybe a 6-parter, or the amount of the cut might go up to, I think they said was somewhere about 3.5 to 4 hours worth, you know, of footage. I'm just like, wow. I am here for it. I know people are like, that's long. It does not faze me one bit. Some people will binge watch a whole damn season of a show. I don't care, but I would love it to be in a movie. You said instead of a 6-parter, I want to see it like that. If they give it to me in a 4-hour, I am here for it. I will sit there, dinner like at 5, and then from 6 to 10, you got my undivided freaking attention. So I hope it happens. I know a couple of the characters, you know, played by actors like Ben Affleck, you know, came out on social media, you know, giving some props to, you know, that happened, and happy for it. So we'll see if they're going to end up having to come back to do certain things in regards to, you know, set parts in regard to the movie, you know, to add little anything extra that needs to be handled in regards to all the different characters, you know, the Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Cyborg. I'm just down for it. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I will say, all those characters, I loved all their, well, two of them not having a standalone, but the other majority ones like Cyborg and the Flash not having a standalone. But yes, all of them having a standalone, and then the fact of them coming together. When I first saw that trailer back in the day, I was so hyped. I was here for it. I was just like, come on. Couldn't the movie just come out? And I was so excited. We were literally hyped in that theater for this. So, you know, just to know that it's going to come out and I get to watch it in the comfort of my own home too. You know, I'm off of being in the theater, but this particular cut, I have no problem watching it. I'm going to be right on that dang bed, just like literally just like entranced, ready to see what we are in store to watch. And then just to know that I'm going to record that thing so I can just watch it over and over and over again. It's like, yeah. So, yes, I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. Yes, I'm here. I'm so happy for Snyder. I'm happy for all involved with this movie, cast, and of course, you know, crew. So yeah, let's just do this. So I'm going to keep tabs on this. I think that we definitely had it, and I definitely already have it up here behind me, of course, the poster that's being posted, of course, on social media through Snyder, whichever. So yes, just looks phenomenal. I'm here for it. I'm curious to know what the trailer's going to look like when they're putting together the trailer for it, when it's getting ready to come out next year. Oh yeah, definitely want to do a reaction to that. So yeah, just want to put that out there. So okay, moving on. Now this is one I'm actually definitely intrigued to see. Definitely curious to see who's going to definitely be casting this one. And this has to do with the female Spider-Man movie. We have a director who's been added to this now, and it's a female director, British director. Her name, let me get it correct, is S.J. Clarkson. I'm excited for this one. I'm a fan of Spider-Man. I've watched all the Spider-Man films that have come out, so I'm well versed in that. So knowing that we're going to get a female Spider-Man, I was not wondering when that was going to happen. I did talk about this last year, about them possibly doing a film in regards to this. Nothing had come up for a while. It was basically crickets, and hearing how it would probably might revolve around Madam Web. So hearing this new news makes me very, very happy. Now with her particular work, I know she did a lot of, you know, television, British television, but she's also worked on some other stuff that I actually watched. She's worked on Jessica Jones, and she's also worked on one of my other shows that I love is Dexter. Oh my God. So I was just like, okay. I love that, and she's worked on a couple of my faves. I'm here for that. So I'm just curious to see what her vibe is going to be like in regards to how she's going to do this movie, because a lot of that stuff right there is a little more darker, so a darker tone. So that's what's going to make me very curious about how the story is going to tell it. I want to see and hear a little bit more information on exactly how the story is going to be told in regards to how they're going to, you know, do this female protagonist in regards to her character. Then also who's going to be cast. Who will be the big baddie in this one is definitely going to play a part. But yeah, once we know who's cast, that will kind of help get a little bit more excitement behind it. Not to say a lot of people are not, you know, we're used to Spider-Man and the aura of Tom Holland. And of course, before that, you know, Tobey Maguire. And then of course, I enjoyed Andrew Garfield when he played it as well. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this all turns out. I'm looking forward to Sony, you know, doing what they need to do. I mean, they were doing a whole bunch of other stuff in regards to other parts of Spider-Man and all that, and certain things kept getting shelved or whatever. So the fact that they're even considering this, you know, I like that they're trying to do that. They already have, you know, already, done now is Morbius, and of course, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. So I'm kind of glad they're doing this, and I'm just looking forward to seeing how this is all going to turn out in the Spider-Verse, per se. But yes, I'm hyped. I'm excited. And I will have to keep tabs on this one since we're at the beginning stages like this. Like I said, there's no casting on this one, so I don't know anything else except who is the director who is being attached to this actual movie. So again, when I know more, you all will know more. So moving on from that. Now the next one, just a little bit of news, because again, this is kind of in just talking phase right now, but it got a lot of little bit of trend on some social media, even though mostly on Twitter, in regards to talks of doing Scream 5. Now, I love the first movie. I definitely enjoyed the second one. They went all the way up to 4. The third and fourth one, it was okay. But I will say the first one always has just a wonderful spot in my heart. I just loved it, and I love Drew Barrymore when she was in this, especially her killing scene. Was definitely classic. Love Neve Campbell in the movie. I'm hyped the fact that what I'm also hearing is that she's in talks. They're having discussions about considering doing this movie. How they're going to be able to bring Sydney back. And what fashion, of course. In regards to storyline. Now the two that are in talks to speak with her in regards to this, and let me get their names correct, is Matt Bettinelli Alpin and Tyler Gillett. Now, I will say this, when we're in the midst of speaking with her prior to this stuff back in March, before all this stuff happened with the pandemic, they had reached out to her and just let her know, how they looked, had such a love for the work of, Wes Craven. And I was just like, okay, that's good. And that's probably a good thing for her, because she definitely is very endeared to him, and knowing that they would probably want to keep it as true to his previous work, that's probably something that makes her a little bit more excited at the prospect of doing a Scream 5. I know a lot of people probably just like, it would really need to be really done really, really well, and just in regards to how the story is supposed to come together. Which other cast members are coming back? Is Courtney Cox's character going to come back? Is David Arquette going to come back? That would be interesting. That would be interesting to see if that actually happens. I'm totally down for it. I did, like I said, like the first one I said, but I would want to see, and just seeing if they do it after all this stuff kind of dies down and they start to come back out and figure out, okay, is she on board? Who is going to get on board? Are they already starting the script? What does it look like? What has Sydney been doing? How are we going to get this all to come together? You already know how Scream goes in regards to certain instances where they use phrasing of certain cliches, characters, certain things happen in the horror, whatever it all, how they are intertwined, certain things that how we used to seeing the first Scream, and how they're going to portray it in regards to the new one, circa 2020, compared to the one that came out in 1996. So yeah, I'm just curious, because the last one came out, if I'm not mistaken, was 2011. So yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. So if this one's coming out, I foresee in a year or so, if they're considering trying to get down to business, if not this year, maybe next year, starting it, and it's coming out maybe late 2021 or maybe 2022, and doesn't have to be around October. This can be any month now. I'm hoping they're getting away for this where they feel like it has to be a certain time of the year for you all to feel like you can make some good money. Please don't. I just hate that, because I just feel like that we're past that. So yes, I'm going to keep definitely tabs if this is actually going to come to fruition. Like I said, it's only in talking, beginning talks. She's down with it. She likes the prospect of considering coming back. She says she definitely loves Sydney, so we'll have to see. I really want them to consider doing it, so I will keep up with this one. But yes, I'm definitely wanting to see if it's going to actually happen. So yeah, we'll do that. So moving on from that. Now this one, I'm definitely down, because I'm definitely excited to see what's going to happen with this one. And this has to do with Mad Max 5. Now, George Miller, definitely, after he did Mad Max Fury Road, that was an awesome movie. Of course, it came out 2015. It starred Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron. Loved it. Nicholas Hoult was in this one. Zoe Kravitz was in this one. There's some other names in this one, but those are the ones that definitely stand out. And just the visuals. I like the overall storyline. It was potential for what they can do. And he'd already said he wanted to do maybe a sequel to this one. I think Mad Max Wasteland, and then also possibly a prequel. Well, it looks like Mad Max 5 is going to be a prequel. It will be a prequel for Riosa, which was Charlize Theron's character. And I'm excited about that, because when we got introduced to her, and we got to see them when they were trying to get away, going back to find her family and then seeing that it's only a select few left, the rest of them have died out. I wanted to know more, so to know that we're going to get the prequel, I am totally hyped for that. Now, not realizing that George Miller said he started working on the script for this well before he even did Mad Max Fury Road. So that lets you know him giving us layers or giving us a little bit of insight into her character in the Mad Max Fury Road lets me know that now he knows that there's potential of them being able to use this actual script to give us a little bit more and then learn a little bit more. Now, also I heard that he did have somebody audition, and it was Anya Taylor-Joy. I'm a fan of her work. I know she did The Witch, but I loved her when she did the movie Split. And now I'm just looking forward to seeing if she ends up getting this role, because I think they wanted to use Charlize Theron, but he doesn't want to use the CGI they're doing. And I know some people have been talking about some other previous movies as of lately where you see them trying to do the de-aging thing and it just doesn't look right. The technology is almost there, but it's not all the way there. I heard somebody made a comment about the way Robert De Niro looked in The Irishman, and I was just like, I wonder if George thought something about that and was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and get a younger version, just leave it alone. And that's probably a good thing, and I'm kind of glad. If that's just get a younger version, you know, she has certain features, whatever, and all that, it's going to come out all right, that it'll look pretty, you know, decent enough. So I'm actually excited at the process. She might be considered. I really, really hope they consider her. She's a great actor. She's phenomenal. In the movies I've seen her in, she definitely can hold her own. So I can foresee us learning about her, you know, being taken, having to, you know, deal with the other women, you know, dealing with how he was using them as slaves, just learn all her backstory with her people. I want to know all of that. I'm here to learn all of that with her, and then seeing what's going to happen when it goes into the, you know, the next one, which will be the actual sequel to that, where we hopefully get to see Charlize and Tom come back together, whichever. So, because they basically left the window open where he's going out to do his own thing, but you never know, they might end up meeting up again, and that would be cool. Because you see how it ended. She ended up being in charge, whatever. They got rid of the leader. Your face ripped off and everything. It was epic. I loved every minute of that. So yes, I'm here for this. I'm excited. I will keep tabs on this, because I talked about this a couple of months ago, how, you know, he wants to actually do this. This one's going to have to be on hold for a second. He's going to actually do another movie, and I forgot the title. It's called, what is it, 3,000 Years of Longing, and I know that's the movie he's definitely going to be doing, if I'm not mistaken, still supposed to be with Tilda Swinton and Idris Elba, and I'm here for that as well. So yes, definitely one I'm going to be looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing if Anya Taylor-Joy will be attached, and who else is going to be coming on board to do this movie after he finishes this. So it's going to probably be a minute before we hear any more news about that one. So, but that's fine. Moving on from that. Now this one, just a little bit of an update. Not too much going on, whichever. But this has to do with, of course, Black Panther 2. You know, I'm totally here for this, whichever. I'm ready to see Chadwick Boseman back as T'Challa. It's looking like Ryan Coogler, of course, coming back to write and direct. He's actually in the midst of doing the script. He started, you know, kind of letting us know he'd been working on a script really since last year, late last fall, maybe I like think about October, November, around that time. So at least we already know that's being handled, whatever, because the fact he's working on it since then lets me know that he's going to make sure the continuation of the story of Wakanda just gets a lot more a little bit more in depth, and I'm here for it, because I like the way the movie ended, because it shows their technology and how they were bringing it to the masses now, because they were keeping it to themselves. As you all remember when Killmonger was like, you keeping all this to yourself, you're not, you know, showcasing all the potential of what you can be doing, whatever. And it's almost like, you know, it's almost like a disservice to what the abilities of what they can foresee to do in their own, with their own people, and, you know, into the world. And it was just really nice to see that. I feel like that's what we're in store for. Now they're claiming they're trying to start production maybe March of next year. I'm hoping that is the case. I would love that. Also wondering who is going to be the villain. A lot of people hope Killmonger come back. Killmonger ain't come back. I want a new villain, so I'm hoping we're gonna get a new villain. I'm here for it. I want to see Shuri. I want to see M'Baku. I want to see some more Okoye. I want to see, you know, I want to see all of them. So I'm just ready for see all my favorites again. You know, Danae gonna probably shave their head off again. I just ready to see all the cast, all of them. I'm so excited and hyped at what we are in store for. Plus, they have a very sweet release date, May 6, 2022, summertime around, birthday month for me. So yes, I'm here. I'm excited. I know Chadwick Boseman actually has a actual movie coming out that I actually just did a trailer reaction to for, it's the Five Bloods, Spike Lee joint. I'm hyped, excited for him for that. So yes, I'm just here for everyone to kind of come back together. You know, they put this beautiful movie out. I remember I did a spoof to it. I might do another spoof to the secondary one again. That might be cool to do another one, just to show my love for the movie and all things Wakanda. So yeah, I'm going to keep that and meet up with my buddy to see if he might want to do that prior to the movie coming out, so we can plan that around, you know, the release time, whatever. So, but yes, just want to kind of just throw that out there, so at least we know it's coming, because with everything happening, like you all know, with the pandemic, we just want to know what's the status with some movies getting ready to start. So they're feeling like if they're going to start in March, they're thinking hopefully by then it will be kind of handled and somewhat dealt with, where things have been, you know, released, where they can kind of get back to work. Studios can get back to work. So we'll see how that pans out. So moving from that, now this one, I talked about this off and on for over a year, and almost a year and a half. Wasn't sure how I felt about it, because I'm just like, I love the movie. It wasn't the original movie, but it was one of my movies, and I'm talking about Scarface. Excuse me, got the hiccups. Let's just be real. I love the one with Al Pacino, but that wasn't the original one. The original one came out in 1932. Let me be clear, because I don't want somebody coming for me in the comment section, well, you know that's not the original one. I'm fully aware of that. I like the one with Al Pacino, so let me let that be known, so I can just stop you from even dare putting anything in my comments. I was hyped when I did hear that the person who was going to direct it at the time was supposed to be Antoine Fuqua. I am a fan of his work, and he does not do anything wrong in my eyes with his work, because I like a lot of his body of his work. I don't think it maybe might be one movie out of all the stuff he's done that I'm like, man, but everything else solid. So to hear he was attached, and then hear possibly Diego Luna was attached, I was like, okay, I can see it. And then for a while we didn't hear anything, so I didn't know if he didn't want to deal with it, he didn't want to touch it, probably because of the fact that the caliber is just high, and the fact that you're going from the one that was done in the 80s with Al Pacino to now make, you know, something with someone new, whatever, and all that, and you know the comparisons are going to happen. It's going to happen. And I don't know if he just decided, I don't know if conflicts, you know, schedule conflicts came up, whatever, and decided, nah, I can't do it, whatever, and all that, to use that as an excuse, but, you know, I'm just saying. So I'm just not sure if that's the case, but now we're hearing we have another director who's attached, because now it looks like Antoine Fuqua is no longer attached. It is Luca Luca Guadagnino? Excuse me, I want to say his name correctly. My apologies, but I think that's correct. He is now going to be the director for the movie. I'm fine with that. I will say this, with the different types of work that Antoine Fuqua does compared to how this movie and how we know the story is told with this particular movie, his body of work, I can foresee that. Now for Luca, I only know him from two movies, Call Me By My Name, and then also Suspiria. I love me some Suspiria. So the graphic scenes in that, okay, but I'm just not sure just yet, so I'm just like, I don't know. So we're gonna have to see. He's not known to dabble in this type of genre, so I'm just not sure, but I will, you know, keep an open mind. Now, secondly, who's going to be playing the actual lead in this? That plays a part too, because that's going to let you know if people are like, okay, I'm on board. Okay, let's see what they got. Who else is going to be cast in it as well? All that plays a part. Sometimes I'm all for the director, but it's like if the casting is not on par. Some people are like, this casting, I don't know about this. And then you try to give it a benefit. You watch the trailer, you're like, okay. You know, we'll have to see. So I'm going to reserve my thoughts fully until I know who's cast as the lead in this actual Scarface reboot, reimaging, if you want to call it, because what's going to be funny to me is that he did the same thing with Suspiria, because he wasn't not the original director for that. That was a remake, so this might be a little theme going on with that. So I'm really going to just keep reservations and give the benefit, like I stated, and to see who else was going to come on board, and then from there we'll see. I'll just, you know, welcome with open arms if it's a good pick. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'm just glad we're finally getting some information, because I mean, I didn't talk about this for a while, so I forgot that this was even happening until I was like, oh, that's right, I remember Antoine was attached. So it's like, so we'll have to see. So again, when I know more, you all will know more, so I'm looking forward to that. So moving on from that, now this one I'm definitely intrigued because of the two people casted in this one, and I'm talking about Peter Dinklage and Jason Momoa. I'd heard about this early in the week, and I'm wondering if this is definitely all horror, if it's a little bit of a fancy of a little bit of banter comedy attached to this. And let me state this why. This is supposed to be some sort of vampire movie that they're going to be attached to. Now, let me kind of give you the premise of this. It says Dinklage will play the vampire hunter Van Helsing. And it says he teams up with Momoa's vampire character who vows never to kill again. And they start running a successful scam together for money. It says, however, it's ruined when a huge bounty is placed on Momoa's character's head, forcing them to go on the run. Now, the whole thing with this, and it's supposed to be called Good, Bad, and Undead. Let me get the title of the movie out. My apologies. I'm curious about this. When it says they start scamming, that's when I feel like the banter is coming along. I'm like, okay, because I'm used to Van Helsing being considered more of a serious take. So to understand how you're scamming these people to get money, okay, it could be still a lot of serious undertone. But that part that makes me think, okay, I'm going to have to see a damn trailer for this one to really see where this is going. I can see Jason Momoa do a little bit of comics. I've seen stuff where he definitely can do comedy, and of course he did SNL. But Peter Dinklage, I haven't seen anything where I think he has done some comedy, but I haven't seen him per se. And I've seen him in mostly everything where he plays in a serious tone. So I'm really going to have to see it. And I like their banter because I know they're really cool in real life. So to see them working together, especially after they've not been working together on Game of Thrones ever. I don't think they never did scenes together at all, if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be really interesting to see them come together and just not think of them as being from the characters of Game of Thrones per se, especially Peter Dinklage to me. So, but yes, I need more. I want to know who else is in this one. That's going to be very interesting to me, per se. But yes, I'm down for the casting for those two right there. That definitely has me intrigued. So I will definitely look forward to seeing if we see anything from the set eventually when things, of course, I feel, starts to, let up a little bit and we start seeing a little bit more traction on some of these movies that are in beginning stages, talks, directors, actors who have come on board, and then I can really dig in here and give a little bit more information to you guys about that. So I just want to kind of put that out there for that one. Now, the last one. And this is one I'm really excited about because I love the last one that came out in regards to the franchise. This has to do with Mission Impossible. And this has to do with specifically Mission Impossible 7 and 8. Now, you already know the cast is already full-blooded, gated up. We have Simon Pegg, of course. We have Rebecca Ferguson. We have Ving Rhames. We also have Haley Atwell's come on board. And we had Nicholas Hoult that came on board. Now, it looks like Nicholas Hoult has now been removed because of, schedule conflicts and with the pandemic causing, because if I told you all a couple months back, they were in the midst of, doing some scenes and stuff, shooting in Italy, but they had to stall because of the pandemic, and of course, rightfully so. Make sure everybody's safe, cast and crew, and the director Christopher McQuarrie, just kind of just putting everything on the back burner, waiting to get the go ahead, whichever. And I know that of course Tom, him doing this little thing. I don't think he was in Italy at the time when this stuff had happened anyway. I think they were doing some other production set stuff or whatever. But needless to say, now that Nicholas Hoult is not going to be attached, looks like another person is coming on board, and I am so here for it. It is Esai Morales is going to be on board with this movie. I am such a fan of him. He has been in many movies and TV shows over the years, over 30 plus years. I have been knowing this particular gentleman's work. So to hear that he's the replacement for Nicholas Hoult, I was happy. A couple of movies off the cuff. Oh gosh, let me think. Movies like what is it, Bad Boys, and not the ones with Will Smith, but it was one before them, the one actually he did with Sean Penn, a movie like Ultraviolet I love back in the day, last fall. He also did the movie La Bamba, love that movie. TV shows, of course, what's one that I like, he did, oh gosh, was he in NYPD Blue? He also was in Ozark. Yes, could not stand him in that, but I did love his character in that. Just he played bad very, very well. Just to name a few, his work really since really the mid '80s I've been following. So yes, I can't go into all of it, but these are just some of them that pop out of my head that I remember watching, off and on growing up, whichever. So yes, to know that he's attached, that makes me happy. He's just. I'm keeping it focused, but he is easy on eyes too. He is so handsome. I just always thought he was very cute. So I just had to put that out there. That's just, for my benefit. But needless to say, this cast on this movie looks like it's going to be awesome. And I'm glad. I think that when he was trying to find somebody, I felt like since he was really looking, and I'm talking about the director, McQuarrie, that he might have been watching Ozark or whatever. And I was like, I think to be a good fit, since Nicholas Hoult has to leave, let's bring him. Because when you look at both of them in regards to, let's be real, age-wise, it's like the character could be played from an age of his standpoint, begin mid-30s to maybe up to 50s or something. So that's like, I like the range that McCoy feel like, okay, well, Nicholas was going to be it, but that's okay now, whatever. We're going to go ahead and go this way, whatever, with Morales. Nothing wrong with that with me. You won't hear a thing out of me. Also, I'm happy that he'll be in both, because I think I told you all, being that he has so much stuff that he wanted to put into 7 that it would overflow how much he could show us in 7 in regards to having it, movie ready, in regards to the time duration. I'm happy that he decided to, cut it up in half and make an 8. So I am here for him being in both of them. So this, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You ain't gonna hear a word out of me. I just can't wait to see it. The date for this one is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, will be November 19th, 2021. Because at first it was supposed to be July for the next one coming out, July 2021, whichever. Because I know with some of Tom Cruise movies, a lot of them come out in the summer, and it seems like July seems to be his. They always give it to him. Tom seems to have it on lock, that he always gets the summer blockbuster, thing. But November's still good, and it's coming out in November, and it's coming around a couple weeks before Thanksgiving. That's actually good, because that means they'll keep it close to number 1 if it's not for a couple of weeks. So right before December, when other things come in, whatever, so he can rake in that dough. So I'm here for this. I'm hyped. I'm excited. Yay for Morales. I get to see him again, because I think ever since he, no offense, forewarning, then you can mute me right now, before he got killed off in the particular season he was in. I mean, I was here for him. Just everything about him. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing and knowing that the cast is back on set, and they're in it, and showing hopefully something to pop up with him on set, in a scene, whatever, with Tom is going to be lovely. I cannot wait, because I think he might be one of the ones that might be considered a baddie. So yeah, I'm down for it. So yes, oh yeah, look forward to that. So that is it, you guys. I wanted to come over and do a quick little movie news, whatever. As I say all the time, comment below about anything I discuss. I want to know what your thoughts are. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next movie news. You guys take care.